start running the 7B instead of the 58. So it's it's a win-win, and I can write it off as a business expense. Thanks, taxes.
Right.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! What?
Did anybody write the recap? It's
Oh,
Tyler's turn.
fuck. Oh,
It's
you're gonna throw
Tyler's
it on
turn?
me, huh? You think you're fucking cool as shit? So
I thought we rolled for that.
No, we write it out, so we have bullet points.
Oh,
We
you
know.
guys. Oh, yeah.
We're not cheating, okay?
It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
Look, we already discussed this, and hell, I'm pretty sure you wanted to write the whole thing and just have us read it. So this is our compromise.
You get bullet points and then you gotta give it your own voice. I like it.
All right, I'm starting the recording on Audacity again. Please, for the love of God, refresh it for Glenn's sake. Specifically, me and Brandon. Because I'm pretty sure I was like at 15 minutes in. I mean, if you want to...
I was only 8.
Here, I'll stop and then I'll redo it. Let me go. Let me just delete this real quick. Make sure. La 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 la.
I need to change the coil on this motherfucker. Oh, yeah. I was wondering why I was dying every time I hit the vape.
Okay, there we go. Because I always have like a little start at. So, I mean, if we all started around the same time, I know where to skip to. I always listen, though, because I like listening to our banter.
My apologies. Well, I mean, if you don't get the listen to the whole thing, what? Oh shit, no, it's not even on YouTube. That's fucking sad as shit. Fuck.
I've got Audacity restarted.
Okay. Nick.
That's my name.
You look great today.
Thank you. I haven't showered in like 3 days.
Actually, I showered right before we did this. For that
Me
exact
too.
reason.
With eucalyptus.
Yeah, I peed my pants trying to fart last night. Now that we said
slipped.
That's gonna be my ringtone.
No, I wish it was though. You ever just try to fart, but then you really had to go, and it's like, whoops, 2 for 1. Oh god, I'm getting glad. 2 in 1 conditioner and shampoo. Alright, fuck it. I'm not gonna try to pin responsibility for this one. You ready, Brandon?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want... Alright, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Great, fantastic. Is everybody ready to go? Is there Glenn, are you broken? Did I?
It sounded like 4 different claps to me every time, but they were the same spacing, so I assume we're all like in our own way at the right pace, so it'll be fine.
I mean, that's fair.
I love it.
Oh man, I gotta stop vaping this thing. Like, you know, it's bad when you see that there's some like discoloration at the bottom of the tank. Oof.
Last call, Vape City.
You have a link to the outline, Tyler?
He's in the drive, I believe.
I do, but I can't share it in Discord. It's just because I have to have it maximized for thing. It looks like Nick has it though.
Boom, 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 boom.
Let's see. Looking good.
Also, I'm going to try and, just so you guys are aware, I'm going to try and keep this one so that we have about 10 minutes until our normal end time. So for, in about an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. So that way we have a chance to kind of like detox and like unravel everything talk a little bit with Tyler before he has to leave for work so he doesn't have to just rush away.
And do you have the one with the outline? What we did last week? Lost everything.
Should we just throw it on the call and pin it? Make
Thank
your
you.
life easier.
I had to reinstall my Firefox, so I lost my bookmarks.
I know that game.
I don't have a thing for my person or my character.
What?
Was I still? Was that good? Did you think that I froze? Are you drinking milk?
What if I said yes?
I'd be so jealous.
What if I said this was almond milk?
I still like almond milk, but
I love almond milk.
Love
it's very
almond
good.
milk.
I just
Brandon,
can't.
are you practicing the claw?
The claw. You're twitching just it's just a little bit.
No,
I
it's
can
hard.
see just
It's hard.
It is, right?
Oh.
I was trying to do it in a way that it would seem more frozen than just staring out, because obviously you can only see my eyes, so it's a little harder. But I could just like go. So quiet in here.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Are we ready?
1000%. Because that's possible.
All right. High energy, people. Let me double check to make sure everything's playing. Don't burn out too quickly. Nick, you need to pull the plug in them reservoirs. I need full flood.
Show me them donuts. You donuts make me go nuts.
The fuck?
Give me the bits.
The fuck?
The
bits. All right.
Is that you
jeez.
cheer on streamers with the bits?
It could be my bit audio, or Amanda's, I guess. It'd probably be more fitting for her.
Hello, everybody. We are back to another session of Casual Questmasters. Welcome back to our own Faerun, everybody. Representing Neverwinter is Nick Chodimella.
Hi, I play Vol Nightwalker Val Nugoni, and he is excited to hunt.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, Brandon Thresher.
I play Magdor Bandarn, and he is a one-man army. Or a one-arm mini.
I don't know. I started doing algebra face like.
And not
I don't know
mini
about
as in
that one, Chief.
M-A-N-Y. M-I-N-I.
That one was reaching a little bit.
Yeah.
You
I'd
gotta
clap
try
if
to
I
reach.
could.
You really hooked me.
Pat on the face. And yours truly as Tyler Vidito. Well, yeah, I'm role-playing as myself. I'm Tyler Vidito. I'm role-playing as Nox, the lad who did their part to get a horse cart. And last but certainly not least is our all-powerful Dungeon Master, Glenn Houston.
What's up? Bum, bum, bum. What is it? No. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, everyone. How you guys doing today?
Doing okay.
So
Doing okay.
unrelated to everything, I may have dropped a thumbtack underneath my desk, and I'm sure I'll find it during this recording.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Shit, I
Star Fox.
remember doing something similar when there was just a random needle in a bag sitting on my computer desk, and I found it, moving my foot right into it.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I was playing with these two thumbtacks that hold my green screen up, and while I'm playing with them, I was like, man, it'd suck if I dropped it. And then like 5 minutes later. Anyway.
It's like when
Anyways.
Andy drops that thing in the office, he's like, it's so quiet, you could hear a... And Angela's like, pick that up. Pick that up. And he's like, oh, here it is, right? And he fixed because he can't actually find a needle on the ground. Anyway, so let's do that awesome thing where we figure out who's going to recap.
You
Yeah.
got it, dude. Everybody. So for Glenn, of course, because he needs to get his.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
No, that was a
This is-
fake roll. That was a fake roll.
I was gonna say, that's unprecedented.
Hashtag fake roll. Hashtag not my role.
So would it
These
be
rolls.
far-fetched to say that we're high rollers today?
Yeah.
Well, I
I rolled a
mean-
17.
Okay.
I
Tyler?
rolled a 19, which is technically the second worst roll if you don't want to do the recap. But Nick,
I rolled a 20.
Ayo!
So by the rules, if I'm not mistaken, I get to choose who does the recap.
yes, typically that also includes the DM, but
It
that's up
does
to you.
include the DM.
What up, bae?
God bless you,
Um,
Bapperson.
But you know what? I think I want to hear the recap from Tyler.
So maybe I said the 19's the second worst roll, but maybe it's the 20 by somebody else. No, that's fair. That's fair. Let me get my announcer voice on. I mean, I'm sorry, I get it mixed up with my Viking mouth gargle. Me. There we go. Much better, much better. Previously on Casual Quest Masters, Bull and Nox realized together that they forgot to get the fucking horses, and proceed to hit up the stables at the north gate of Neverwinter, trusting Magdor to meet them there. Magdor wakes up to the anvil despite the blacksmith drinking as much as he did, and tries to remember the whispering traces of his dream, ending with Ethereum. The trio meet out in front of Amazon wagons where they swiftly realize that horses are expensive as fuck and can't be rented for extended travel. After a round robin, a conversation with Amazona, Glenn, is it a half orc or a regular orc lady that was in charge of
Half-orc.
Amazon? Half-orc lady in charge of the stables. They agreed to buy the horse and horse cart with part of the pay and credit, thanks to the mention of their benefactor, Lord Neverember. Bull and Magdor discuss horse names while Nox goes get rations and horse treats. Magdor. Okay, somebody keeps moving stuff up and it's covering up when I'm trying to talk. Sorry, anyways. Magdor asks for the whereabouts of the gnome they met at the Wizard Tower. After everything is squared away for the trip, Abazona presents a wagon cover as a sign of good faith in the team, giving everyone good warm buys? Good warm buys? Warm goodbyes? She whispered to Nox, Traveler's light be with you. Leaving the town with Sparkle Sparks, the horse that is the shining beacon of the team. They're beginning a long journey that leads to the meeting of a carriage that appears to be of great importance. At the day's end, the carriage's guards invite the crew over on behalf of their lord, which the crew accepts. They spend the night standing around the campfire in the presence of Razdeth, Silver something, Gil whatever, Glenn's OC character from a different campaign. Magdor plays with Razdeth's sword while Glenn awkwardly tests the water of mingling with his overpowered character and a ragtag team of low-level noobs. Okay, who the fuck is Anonymous Sheet? Because they need to sit down.
Was somebody messing
We're
with
all
the Google
sitting
Doc
down.
as you were doing it?
Yes.
I had my hands like down here, like
I found the thumbtack.
You found two of them. Wow, they fucked.
so. So it seems like we have a culprit since my hands were like not anywhere near my keyboard.
I
and he
kept
was
trying to
looking for
read and somebody
thumbtacks.
kept clicking in the different parts of the thing. It
It
was
might have
messing
been
with
me.
me.
I
It
didn't know
might-
clicking made things pop up. My bad.
Glenn, I would like to take my inspiration that you're going to give to me and give
Oh
it
yeah,
to...
right now.
Can you give it to Brandon?
I mean, you can give it to Brandon.
Okay, because he's going to need all the help he can get.
Yeah, inspiration. Yeah. Don't ever feel like you can't grant that to your fellow players. Your inspiration, once it's yours, is yours to do with as you please.
Okay.
Even
you've
granting it to other
seen-
players.
You've seen the meme of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine character. I believe her name's Rosa, where she says, "I've only known Sparkly Spark for one day, but if anything happens to him, I'm going to murder everybody."
Is that how you feel about this horse?
Yeah. Yep.
Vol is in agreement.
Well, that makes what
Yeah. I saw that face.
awkward.
Clip. All right.
So great. What wonderful recap, Tyler. Thank you very much.
I'll just
I'm
say, if you kill Sparkle Sparks, that might as well be a TPK right there because I mean, if she's down, we're down. Wait, did we agree? This better not be some Shadow of the Colossus situation. Glenn?
I quit. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore.
Is Sparkle
all I've
Sparks
done is like breathe in air a little loudly. I haven't done anything.
How to kill the DM.
Just take notes from there's a graphic novel called what is it? Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. It even goes so far as to kill the Watcher of that universe. So that's where you need to go for your reference material.
Is
All right.
Sparkle Sparks a stallion or a mare? Just asking for a friend.
He's a mare.
He's a mare. Okay. Yep.
He's a mayor.
He's
It's
like
2019.
is a
okay.
mare.
Don't judge the horses. It's 2019.
You got
this
it,
is a
dude.
horse that could have babies.
All right.
Like a
painted
seahorse.
horse. Like a male. Did you know that? Did you know that male
Yeah.
seahorses actually carry babies?
hence the joke.
Oh, good. I love seahorses. They're so
No, it's
happy
okay.
and beautiful.
Sometimes I need to get explained my own joke.
All right. Did we end up going to sleep last night, or did we kind of end around the campfire?
We can say that you end, waking up. That's absolutely fine. Because last time we ended, I believe you were just like, it was like a
We were
montage.
just chatting around the we were just chatting around the campfire. From what I remember.
Campfire talking.
The last thing that happened, I believe, was when Magdor turned and looked at me and asked me if this is what it felt like to be home when we were lying.
Oh yeah, we were.
All right,
laying
while
down.
we were trying to fall asleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
now I remember.
another inspiration point, Tyler. That is fantastic recollection, and simultaneously, I feel like we ended in a really good spot because that's a really interesting character moment for Magdor.
As a reaction, I'd like to give both of those to Magdor.
Oh, because the cool thing is, and this is something I'm pointing out completely, like as an observer of this story that you three are crafting, is that Magdor has had two moments like that in the last 2 days. He was called a Neverwinterian, and he asked if this is what it feels like to be home. So like, Magdor's got some like substance like building into his character. Like some things seem to be being formative things are happening.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like,
Yeah.
moving on. I don't talk about my feelings.
He's not very been a charismatic person. So upon waking up,
Yeah.
I am going to take
Oh,
out
yeah.
one of my iron coins,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use Artisan's Blessing on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to shape it into. It'll still be a coin, but it'll look like a minted coin with the face of the three of us on it.
You're making custom money.
So I'm just gonna make that.
I
I'm gonna
love
use
it.
my Artisan's Blessing today for that.
When the
Um,
player doesn't answer the DM, you know something is afoot, and I love it.
That's fucking
right.
wicked.
And so I'm going to stop there, and then just kind of, because this takes an hour, so I'm going to let them do their thing while I do.
Yeah. So you wake up before the other two and start working on this. And everyone else, you wake up to the sound of his hammer, as well as because he's not using a big hammer, he's like using a small hammer and kind of messing with the things. But also you hear like the crackling fire because it dissipated over the night, but they've relit it and they're cooking some food to eat for you in the morning, and you wake to the smell of food.
I would
Rotisserie
probably
style.
I would probably do the hop right out of bed, realizing that I missed in a very important detail I need to focus on. Rush over to my bag and pull out my half-day-old mutton that I was supposed to cook within 24 hours so I don't give my Goliath friend food poisoning. I'll be like, out of the way. Sorry, gotta heat up breakfast. I'm just shouting panickingly because me as a player totally forgot I had mutton I was supposed to cook that night.
Yes. So you're gonna like throw that onto the fire as well. Say, hey, cook this as well, sort of thing. Like You
I
want
mean,
that to get all.
if they want to cook it, I'm not gonna stop them. I was just like gonna slap it on a spittoon or something like that. Not a spittoon,
Yeah,
a spit.
yeah, they'll.
On a spittoon.
Yeah, on a spit. Yeah,
A
yeah,
whole
they're
building
totally gonna cook that
dedicated
over.
to. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. I was like, guys, can you cook this real quick? He's a real steak and egg kind of guys.
Of course, of course. And they take it, and it does have like I said, it's rotisserie style, so they actually have like two metal pieces that go up, and then like it's got three different hooks or like points around it, and they only had like one of them like with like a quail on it or something. So they take your mutton and stick it on the metal, and then one of them is sitting there just rotating it over the fire.
I
Um,
I give a nod and thanks, and I'd probably turn and look and see if Vol's actually still asleep because that's usually unheard of.
Given the situation, Vol would not have left his bedroll, but he would have just been lying there, probably awake since about like from the time that Magdor woke up, but hasn't moved. Just listening, just in case. Yeah, just lying there, paying attention, not really doing anything. And so it's rare that he gets a chance to rest like this on the job, especially
Right.
while traveling. So he's
You're
going to take
guarded.
full opportunity of it, but
Yeah.
he's not like unaware, and he's not, not inattentive.
So Nox,
just
you
kinda-
look over and you see Vol just eyes open looking around, but he's still just in his bedroll.
If he's not leaving his bedroll, I'm gonna take that as a social cue to leave him alone so he can enjoy the moment. I guess I'd join over the Magdor to see what he's doing, if he's gonna be pounding away at a anvil that he has now. Question mark?
Well, yeah, you see him just working on one of these iron, like coin sort of side. What did you call them? Iron.
I was calling chips. Iron chips.
Iron chips. Yeah, you see him working on one of these things and like putting the finishing touches on what he's been working on as you come around, and you see as he holds it up to kind of inspect it, the visage of your three faces on now what looks like, instead of just an iron chip, a minted iron coin with your three faces, like side profiled, correct? Yes.
Either way. It
Either
does
way,
work.
your faces are on it.
Real quick though, am I actually forging, like minting this, or am I using the artisan's blessing?
Well, you're using the artisan's blessing, but the artisan's blessing in my mind, and this is totally how I aesthetically thought of the forge cleric. So if that's not how you thought of it, it's totally fine. I just imagine it grants you the ability to do things that you would do with a forge, but even without a forge. So like right now, you can think in your head, and then the metal thing that you would use to kind of hit with the hammer is warmed, so it helps mold the metal. But it's a magical warmth, so it doesn't hurt you, and you don't need a forge or an anvil to do this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my other question would be, how many could I do? Blessing? Like we could say this first one's like a mold.
This is
is
the prototype sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can we'll say you get your prototype done today. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, you're holding it up, looking at it as Nox comes, and you hear Nox walk up behind you.
Oh, counterfeit. Counterfeit. Sorry, I got a little excited there.
Nobody's going to look at this and think that it's an actual coin.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Well,
it's iron. Who makes iron coins?
This is really awkward. Yeah, you're right. They don't even keep magnets at the banks anymore. That wouldn't even make remote sense. So what's the occasion there, Magdor?
So our mission requires us to be a bit discriminating towards who we talk to. We don't know who we can trust once we get up to Luskan.
Yes. You understand. You and I, we're gonna be friends. So do you remember those guys that we first saw, the bandits? We need to kill them.
I'm pretty sure we already killed 2 of them.
But there's 2 that I don't think we can trust, and honestly, Wait, the coins, that has nothing to do with this. Shit. Knocks out complete sidetracks. So the coins are like, if you had this, we trust you kind of thing, or?
That's what I was thinking. Pass them off to people we've met that we know we can trust. Because I recall, Lord Neverwinter was telling us that the man we're tracking has, I'm sorry, I saw Glenn's face. It made me lose it.
You
has
lost
the
Glenn's
ability to
face? Oh my
disguise
god.
himself. He's got the ability to disguise himself, and so
God,
I
what
thought
a
that this might
horrible
be
ability.
a little easier.
And
Yeah, anybody who can change their shape deserves to die.
that's
I'm
acceptable.
I'm just playing. It's been a long time since I've had a drink, so I had to make a joke.
High five. The one with the real arm, please. I would like
Just
to
smacks him with the fake.
Yeah.
arm.
My good.
Whoosh.
Let me give you a high five with my good hand.
like I imagine him like kind of like high-fiving or missing, and like I lose a tooth and I get to like regrow it without them seeing because I gotta pull it in. Just for aesthetic. Yes, Nick.
How far would you say they're sitting away from me?
Oh, I
Like,
mean,
would I
it's a
be able to
pretty
hear
small
them?
campsite. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can hear him talking.
Dwarf, the coins are a good idea.
Hey, it reminds me of I was reminded from a story of my childhood. It was the iron coins of Galamdor. I don't know. That's it. Oh,
I
where
don't believe I've
Dungeon
heard that
Master wants to
story.
hear this story.
Do you want to tell us the story, Dwarf? You've started.
I don't remember
Do you
much.
want some
I-
music?
And you
It
see
was about
Razeth is now walking out of his cart, and he says, "Yes, I'd love to hear this story."
You.
Iron coins
I mean,
of Galamdor.
you. Yes. Good morning,
it
Reza.
was about 50 years ago. I don't remember much, but it was a similar story. Dwarves were trekking into elven territory, and one by one they were slowly being whittled away, and they didn't know who they could trust because them elves are some shifty bastards. Sometimes, some elves. I look over to Razor, not all of them. And and he says, so they were down to the last three, and they found an iron deposit, and they minted 3 coins that they knew they could trust. And so they handed off these coins, and I remember the ending of the story was there was 2 dwarves left, and the third one walked up and didn't have a coin, and so they stabbed him, and ended up being an elf, and that's about the story. I don't remember much.
You would see
You say
Nox
we don't remember much.
feeling the moment was good for maybe something a little bit more dramatic. And you see as they reach for the kazoo, but I'm guessing Vol has like a 15-foot reach from his bedspread, and he just snatches it. And like, what would you do if you saw I was reaching for the kazoo, Vol?
You trying to give away our location and draw more attention to us while we're on the road?
You just hear that in your head. He doesn't even say it. He just looks at you with some angry side eye, and you just hear what you know he would say in your head.
He somehow managed, like, through the power of verbal abuse, he's gained message to me anytime I do something that's troublesome. I'd like to study that coin just to look at it a little bit, take in the details.
Yeah, what are the
Are you
what are
asking
the
me, or
Yeah, I was about to say, Magdor, you're the one that would be able to kind of divulge exactly how you want these to look.
I don't even want to
'Cause-
play the kazoo anyways.
I was thinking like, oh goodness, what's it called? Just like 3 heads. Like it'd be mine at the top because, it's me, and then Vol and Nox on the left and right sides.
Who's on
right
the left and
underneath
who's
me.
on the right? This is very important. That way, when I ask you later,
It would
you know.
probably be Vol on the right, just because the relationship that dwarves and Goliaths have. No offense to Nox.
It's okay. I
Um,
just want to remember that in case I ever need to like cast it as like a minor illusion or something like that.
yeah.
Good to know.
Good reference.
But it's like I can't think of it, but like a 3-leaf clover kind of shape,
Hmm.
And then
Anything on the back? I know, right? I have put in the
Or
pressure.
like written words or anything.
On the
And
back, can
Magdor,
it
we
be
trust.
a full body image of Sparkle Spark?
It's just the horse.
Yeah, that's the
The
tails.
true
side.
head. Oh, I was gonna say the true head side of the coin. Move
Well,
over,
the-
George
the other side had
Washington.
our three
Sparkle
heads,
Sparks.
so. But I will say it's very hard to do Magdor's voice with my voice being gone like this.
Yeah, me
So I
too.
apologize.
Trying to do that movie voice and then switching over to something that's a little bit more falsetto. Maybe not full on falsetto, but in that direction.
Higher, yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard. Plus, I'm vaping with the bad coil, which is a terrible idea. But good job, me.
But I figured for the story, Magdor being as uncharismatic as he is gonna get a little nervous about telling a story in front of a bunch of people, especially Razeth, who, he respects Razeth's sword more than Razeth himself.
Understandable as a craftsman. It's a very, very nice sword.
And so yeah, that's the story. And I'm just gonna kind of turn to Nox and be like, I'm gonna kind of get a little close and pull her down. So I put Nox on the coin instead of Roger. I hope that's okay. And then just kind of hand it off to Nox.
I would take the coin and look at it, and I'd study the details. When you say Nox, are you saying the current form or the natural form?
Yeah, the current
Okay.
form.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen your, I've seen your mouth when
Right.
you were yelling at that guy.
Right. I'm I'm pretty sure the thought of seeing their natural form like imprinted somewhere would be terrifying to them. Like, my secret, my Bruce Wayne. But yeah, I would take the coin and I would look at it, and this is probably like the first symbol of unity I've first off seen with myself and Vol. But not only that, now the team. And it sounds like somebody's preheating the horse cart. That's not good. Fun fact to the audio listeners: whenever I say something like that, it just means some hot rod blew by one of our houses. But you guys actually don't get to hear it. But
Because I live on a drag strip. That's it's just a racetrack outside.
Did you say something like that out loud about it being the team, or was that just your inner monologue?
I would probably say something at the end of the sentence, like the team. Magdor, this is why you're gonna be the best. And I would take the coin and I would pocket somewhere close. And I would probably go and spend the next few minutes convincing the horse to love me via carrots or apples.
And I'm just gonna kind of chase after Nox. They're like, I need that to make the rest of them. I need that back. You can have the next one I make, I promise.
Well, they pull out the coin and hand it back to him, not looking, because it's like getting a Christmas present and being told you have to wait. And I don't want to look at it because I'll want it more, kind of thing. And I'll commit to the horse treat and feed, because the horse
Tomorrow morning I should be able to make 10. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
How are you
Yo!
feeling? Well,
I think I heard someone's stomach rumbling.
At this point, Vol's we're like, all right, well, people are being active, so he's gonna get up, sort of gather his things, and then go for a walk. Kind of just scout the local area a little bit, see if he can scrounge up some berries, because it's been a while since he's been out in the, outside of a town or a city, and has had the chance to go back to his roots a little bit.
cool. Yeah, no, you're able to find some, some edible food.
Yeah, just nothing crazy, like looking for a
Yeah.
morning snack before breakfast kind of thing.
Yeah, just some berries. You're not, maybe some mushrooms. You're not really looking to kill anything, hunt anything. You're just looking for some scavenging, some scrounging. No, what's the word for that? Oh my gosh. Gathering. You're gathering.
Foraging.
Foraging. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, everyone gets an inspiration point because so far the role play and the energy has been on point, and I appreciate you all.
I'll give it to
And
Magdor.
That's
I did those.
four.
I did the whole like tear thing down my face, like sarcastically, but that was a beautiful moment. That was wonderful.
Which one?
The one where you decided to create a symbol of unity as like
Oh.
as a safeguard for the group, but also just that it touched somebody in a way that you may not have intended was really cool.
I
Great.
mean,
Yeah.
I'd like to think
so-
it's fair. Full and Knox probably didn't go to like the local shopping mall and go into the photo booth to get a picture of them together. There's probably been actually no trace beyond just seeing them together, and this is probably the first like physical impression of that.
Easier to stay unnoticed and pick up more jobs and do his job better.
Yeah, business cards. Now we're cooking. We'll just give them to
Yeah,
everybody.
business-
No,
cards.
no, not
Aw.
having his face all over the fucking place.
Is
Okay.
is he going to voice that opinion out loud?
Me? No.
No,
Okay.
I mean,
I
you,
was gonna say,
he
I
did make
have
it
no
known.
response.
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought
make
it was a
known
good. No,
that-
I said it was a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, about to say because it's going to those that you trust, not necessarily just to, you're not like flicking them to every person you
Yeah.
see in the city. Great. Yeah. So you spend the morning eating some breakfast. Vol comes back after about probably 10, 20 minutes. Vol, did you want to look for anything specifically other than foraging, or was it just a foraging kind of just like check out the area?
Yeah, just check out the area, walk about, just stretch a little bit, get like the senses fully going, pick up a snack or two, and then come back to the camp.
Great. Yeah. So you make your way back and they're finishing up eating the food that they had prepped. That cooked lamb, right? Was it lamb?
Mutton.
Mutton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
cooked
I have
mutton.
no idea what animal mutton is, so
I think it's
lamb, isn't
lamb.
it?
It is lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that cooked mutton, that lamb, is now going to be good for pushing probably 5 or 6 days. Now that it's cooked, you could dry it out feasibly from this point if you wanted to keep it on the road with you, and just eat it slowly over the next 5 or 6 days. It's probably enough to provide about 5 or 6 meals with what they've cooked for you.
How
Okay,
much
I mean,
longer is our trip there?
Mm, only
Another 2 days, I
another-
think.
Yeah, like a little over 2 days left. Yeah. Midway through this day of travel, you'll be almost halfway there.
Is our boy Razeth going to be with us then for the next couple of days? I'm saying-
He did tell you that he had about another half day's travel, and then they're going to divert because they're headed to Gauntlgrim. And so, yeah, you've got him at least for another half day, but camping tonight, you won't have anybody. Yeah, it's good that Vold took some extra sleeping time and relaxation because tonight you're not going to have guards watching over you. You're going to have a watch. You're going to have to be a little more on point as far as taking care of yourselves.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to do before you make way now that you finished breakfast?
I mean, once the horses are fed, once we're fed, I think we'd be ready to roll.
Ready indeed. Eh. Yeah, so yeah.
Hmm,
Once Vol gets back, it's not but maybe 10, 15 minutes for everything to kind of get packed up. They hand off the mutton to Knox. What are they calling you? Are they calling you Mary? Are they
I think so far the only thing I called them or told them was a friend.
a friend? Okay, they probably would have asked your name, so they're calling you whatever that you have let them know, because that is your call anytime we have a social interaction. But if it continues to change, it might get a little confusing.
No, it's okay. Right now it's friend.
What did you tell Razeth his name that your name was? Your name was
like literally the words a friend.
a friend. Okay. All right. So we have Magdor, Vol, and a friend. Love it. All right. Yeah, so then you make way. The first half of the day, travel, very chill. Sparkle Spark seems to be taking to all three of you quite well.
Is
As
there any
you did-
favoritism?
If you want to compete for the favoritism of the animal, we could.
Look, I put 2 silver extra than these numbnuts over here. So yeah, I'm shooting
At least-
for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for spending 25 gold.
At least I'm not last. I didn't smack the horse.
You're in purple hearts there, Vol. Those are
I'm
not
sorry
good
for
hearts.
spending most of my life savings on Sparkle Sparks. So if I'm not in good favor,
All right.
I bought and now own you. You should love me the most.
exactly.
What color do you each choose?
I want light blue.
Light blue is Magdor.
I want the
Is-
darker one.
The rainbow?
Yes.
And then I'll get the super white one then, or
Yeah, the clearish
Okay.
one.
all right,
All right.
because you can see right through me. I'm petty.
With an 18. Rainbow.
Motherfucker.
Let's go.
He seems to like Sparkle Spark seems to take to Vol a little more.
I began
for
eating the
whatever reason.
carrots.
Does like you all. It's not that like because I rolled like a 2 on one of the dice. That does not mean Sparkle Sparks dislikes either of you that we're not Vol.
Yes,
just means
but
that
if
a
all
little
three
more
of us
taking
were
to Vol.
trapped under burning tree trunks, I know which one Sparkle Sparks would go to first.
100%.
It would probably go to Nox because I can push a tree trunk off me.
But if you seemed unable,
I would never be unable.
you don't know the type of
Sparkle
you don't know the
Spark.
size of trees I'm going to drop on you.
Sparkle Sparks walks towards him. He's like,
It's-
"The fuck do you think you're doing?" Just fucking launching the tree.
You've seen a redwood before.
I was gonna say like some homebrewed tree of Goliath Bane or something like that, where it saps their strength down to 2.
It's ironwood. It's just literally iron. It's a tree made of iron.
Oh yeah, but I'm a mountain.
What is
I'm
that, like
mountain
a
born.
telephone booth or something? Or a pole?
The one's
Ah, this
disguised as a
watchtower
tree.
fell on me.
Listen, I have a 4 in animal handling, and I've got proficiency in it, so I telepathically synced up with Sparkle Sparks while we were sleeping.
Because
I would hand you the
said
carrots then. Screw it.
it's like a gift at, at a holiday time. You say, I love you this many dollars worth. And you loved that horse so much more than everybody else.
I got a bachelor in animal handling. Like,
Animal
just-
husbandry.
there's only one horse that brings a lot of questions, especially considering he's a mare, as you'd like to put it.
Ease.
you
a
know what?
man.
Screw it. It's 2019. Anything goes within reason. There's anything that won't end in a felony should not.
So
go.
we're on our way.
You're
Yes.
on your way. You're on the road again. Yeah, so you're traveling.
This is conversation we have as we're traveling.
Yeah, it's just does Sparkle Sparks love the most? And it ends up being Vol.
Anything
You
were to happen to Sparkle
all-
Sparks, I would kill that person permanently.
That's not love. That's obsession, Vol.
So you travel for about a half a day. A few different people pass, coming the opposite direction, and
Stay away from Sparkle Sparks, you fucking fucks. He'll fucking kill you if you lay a finger.
Has Razor
Calm
left us
down,
yet?
Has he left you yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, about midday. That's when there's several like different little roads that lead off, but about midday, there comes like a road that you recognize, Magdor, because you remember coming from this road. The last time you came from this road was not a happy day, and he bids you all farewell and wishes you the best, and wishes you success at whatever you may be doing.
Thank you.
And I'll see you, I hope, soon.
Let's
Gotta
hope I'm
hand
not
it to
tracking
you,
you,
but the-
next.
Oh shit.
I know you're good at tracking us, so I'll expect you to find me if you are.
I expect you will not make that easy.
If I do something wrong enough to have you after me, then I'll know that I deserve it.
Let's hope I never have to come after you.
Oi, 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 you walking to me over here with your stance? It's like, okay. Fucking Vovo over here.
Bah. That's it.
Bye.
I was gonna say, I'll say in Elvish, adios.
Adios. Can Spanish just be Elvish? That would just be the best, because then we can actually speak a little bit of Elvish.
Yeah, but there's a
Um,
big difference between saying we're hunting elves and we're hunting Spaniards.
truth. Truth. Very, very true. We don't want to make people think that we're hunting actual people.
I'm glad you went for
Um,
the old language versus the new English or language equivalent, because that also would have to me, even worse context.
But anyway,
But
Yeah,
roll
anyways,
for
anyway.
do we roll for midday?
Well, like yeah, so from midday on, there's a chance now that you're no longer inside of the safety of a guarded caravan for something to happen that, would be undesirable, but also, maybe positive things will happen. I don't know. So
I
somebody go
believe
ahead and
it's
roll for
Wolf's turn.
the from noon until you camp.
Was it
Just
what
a
was the order
D20.
we decided on, or should I just roll regardless?
I think it's your
Uh,
turn. It went Tyler,
Okay.
me, and then you.
yeah,
Because
Nick,
you came
Brandon,
last night.
me.
Okay, so afternoon, and you just said a D20.
Mhm.
6.
6. All right, yeah, it goes off without a hitch. The weather has been pretty awesome, and like I said, it's kind of like getting into the meat of fall. So there's cool air coming in, and definitely the cool air blowing in from the north as you travel. Especially being only about a little over a day once you make camp that night. Uh, yeah, it's starting to get cooler noticeably. And you know how and yeah, when it's warm, when it transitions to cool, the air actually smells different. I don't know if this is something you've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But you're starting to get that. The scent of winter in the cool air is coming to your senses, and the trees here are a little more shades of brown and orange than they were a little further south. To your right as you continue north. Um, yeah. So you make camp. And now I just need to find out if you guys want to do a watch schedule, if you want to do anything like that for the evening.
is there any traces of snow or anything like that on the ground yet? That was
Not yet.
thank God. Okay, you're saying Brandon?
I can do the last watch. I got my night eyes. I can see really well in the dark. Can,
Are you sure
can
you're
I
just
borrow those
confusing
goggles
that?
for a second?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
look
say,
over
are you
to
just
Knox.
confusing that with the amount you drink and makes you see things?
My night eyes.
Have I been drinking yet today? And I'm kind of asking this internally.
You're just
I don't think
riding
I've
in a
taken a
cart,
drink
so if
today.
you want to, you can. I
He
mean,
probably have. Again, thinking to
Well-
himself, he probably drank something today.
Yeah.
If you have
I
to
just
ask, the
kinda
answer is
thought-
probably yes.
I drank.
But I look over to Knox and say, can I borrow those goggles for a second?
Of course, yeah. And I would take off my night goggles and hand it over to him.
And now you
And I
already
kinda-
have dark vision out to 60 feet currently, right,
Yeah.
Magnor?
Yeah.
When you put them on, as it's darker now, you realize you can see further than you could before when you wear the goggles.
Oh, like further, like
Now it's
further in
90.
darkness?
It's you
Okay.
can see 90 feet in darkness as if it was dim light, and another 90 feet as if so basically, yeah, you can see effectively 180 instead of 120 feet into the darkness.
Okay. Oh, these are nice. I can use these too. But yeah, I'll take the last watch when it's darkest. And I'm gonna hand it back to Knox. Like, I'm sure you'll need these. You should probably do the second, I think.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's just an item. Well, if you wanted to, you could use these as well. If it's entering into the evening shift.
No, that's okay. The two of you are more accustomed to the night, at least in terms of vision. I'll take the first watch, and then I can rest up. Wake me if there's anything dangerous.
I mean, if you're gonna take the first watch, I hope you're awake.
I mean, that's why I said I'd take the first watch.
Okay. Sorry, just the way you put that in one sentence was really off-putting.
Well, I
Alright,
mean,
what
I'm
kind
no
of food do
scholar.
we got?
Don't worry, me neither. I'll put my scholarship away.
What kind of food do we got here? And I'm gonna open up our little cubby in the wagon.
Yeah, it's a lot of things: dried fruit, nuts, very what we would recognize as a bunch of trail mix. But you also have from the previous morning, you have all of that cooked mutton, which, like I said, will provide about 6 meals because there's a decent amount of it.
for
Okay.
me and
Okay.
for me and Knox.
I mean, for whoever wants to eat it, it's 6 meals worth of meat.
One
It's
meal for
Nox's.
Vol.
It's Nox's meat.
Yeah.
So it's up.
Yeah,
It's up
but
to Nox to decide what to do with it.
I have announced out loud when I first handed it to the soldier, and I counted that Vol was conscious and looking around, that I was having it cooked specifically for our Goliath friend. So I think you
You
can
never
assume that.
said. You never said Vol. All you said was he likes steaks and eggs.
Our Goliath friend is a steak and egg kind of guy.
I don't know if I heard Goliath, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. Regardless, Vol
If it
would
makes
still
you
not
feel
say
any
anything.
better, I'm gonna say I would say it with certainty. I know I keep making sure. There's only one
Um,
person in the group that wants to eat this mutton more than you do, apparently, and
Vol will not say anything about this unless he's offered it. So again, it's your meat. You paid for it. It's yours to do what you want.
I would go over to Magdor and say, "You can have a piece if you'd like, but this is mostly for Vol. But if you got a taste for it, you're welcome to it." And
Uh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if it's all right for you, I might take a small handful. I'm gonna take my iron hand and just kind of clamp it on it, snap it shut,
Okay,
and then pull off.
I had no idea if you're gonna take like the entire thing, or if you're gonna do that SpongeBob Squidward eating his first bite of the Krabby Patty, where you slowly pinch on this tiny like morsel and just pinch it off, and it's like,
No, probably like half of one of the days worth.
okay. I
And
would
then
probably go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then I'll grab a piece of hardtack and sit down with my alchemy jug and start pouring beer into a mug.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what hardtack is.
It's like a little like if I remember right, it's like hard unleavened bread, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah, just think
basically
like
just
think
flour,
communion bread, sort of.
Oh,
like
okay,
a cracker, a thick cracker.
fair enough. I would
But
probably
it's almost like gummy a little bit.
grab a piece for Vol, but then I realized I don't have any cutting tools. And so I'd think about it, and then I would pull out my obsidian knife that's probably sitting in the belt that's like radiating ominous energy from a certain god. So like, shink, just cut a slice off and say, wow, it's a little bit sharper. Huh. Then I would,
Do I see this?
yeah, I guess I would do it nonchalantly right in front of you.
Magdar's jaw is just gonna drop. He's just gonna look at you and drop. He'll probably actually drop the food that he just picked up.
Oi, oi, oi! Why are you dropping food?
Oh.
I paid good silver for that mutton.
What is that?
Pick a syllable. Rude. And
What is that knife made out of?
I'm gonna ignore him for a second as I walk over
Don't-
and
I'm just waddling after you.
Bull, a piece of mutton for you, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Nox. When did you
Is
when did you get this?
When I grabbed the rations, oddly enough, much like before, I said to you right before I left that I was going to get you a piece of mutton.
Right. Thank you.
would I
Very
know
nice
what
of you.
obsidian is, or is it too rare in this universe? That's to you, Glenn.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
Would Magdor know obsidian, or is it rare?
I mean,
Super
it's
rare?
it's not a super uncommon thing, but to see something of this craftsmanship level, you would have noticed this before if he had it, if they had it. But this is the first time you're noticing that
Right.
Nox has this. Yeah.
So I'm waddling up while they're getting the thing, and I'm gonna go Nox, and just kind of like
Me.
Not
I mean,
not like
me.
forceful, but like more than I've
Me.
ever responded to him before. But that
Uh,
did, did you steal that from Razeth? That the craftsman? Can I see that dagger?
oh, that. Shh. You see, like whether or not he should or they should flat out lie. And like it may be like a bead of sweat as you see like a side eye towards Vol, because Vol is the kind of person that listens but doesn't make an action just yet. But he knows he's being recorded essentially. And they would go, I did not steal this from Razeth, but there are some benefits of the job that we have all gotten, and this is one of them. You can look at it, I think. I nervously take out this slightly ruined, maybe not glowing because it's technically inactive right now, but this obsidian, slightly jagged looking dagger out. How big would you say this is, Glenn?
I mean, it's the equivalent of, what we would know as like a, probably 18 inches.
18 inches?
Sorry, 12 inches. Like
Okay.
like a solid foot or so, like a butcher knife that you would use to like cut vegetables. A long
Well,
one,
Like
obviously.
a,
but
a hunter's knife kind of thing, like a Bowie
yeah,
knife.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 8
Okay,
to
so
12 inches
it's a
long.
fairly large ass looking knife.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I didn't realize it was that big. I would pull it out and I would realize that there's still meat juice on it. I was like, shit. Wipe it off maybe a little bit, and then I would show it to him.
I'll kind of look up and a little bashfully, a little ashamedly, like, sorry for accusing you. It's just, and I'm gonna look at it. It's just such a beautifully crafted dagger. Like, I don't think I've ever seen obsidian crafted this well. I've never had experience myself with crafting it, but just the stuff that I've seen, this seems it's just beautiful, and I'm gonna hand it back to him. Just at a loss
You're
for
holding it
words.
at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, and you're a magic weaponsmith, basically, a
Yeah.
forge cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels funky to you just being in your hands. Just like it feels, you know how like there when you see, I don't know, you like things that feel out of the natural order. If there was a
Right,
thunderstorm and it was snowing, that
like a
sort
fake
of thing.
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like,
oh,
yeah.
like if I got a fake
Right,
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
totally.
All right.
But it's not that it feels false, it's just that it feels out of place.
Wait, am I off here? Did I go with the wrong
No,
direction?
No, I just really like. I think why me and Brendan laughed at that was Glenn was trying to explain a more natural, like world, like kind of disturbance, and you're like the connection that instantly
Yu-Gi-Oh.
made sense to us. Like, oh, it's a fake Yu-Gi-Oh card.
You was trying to be
Alright, I
realistic and
understand now.
elegant, and I'm like, yeah, this one uses a picture they took off Google Images, and they gave it an extra 5,000 attack. This is the
Alright, so
fourth god card, you know?
if I feel that it's a little strange, before I hand it back, I am gonna say like the craftsmanship on it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
great and everything. Is like it. I'm just gonna kind of look up at Nox like, did you get another forge cleric to bless this for you? And just look like betrayed.
Magdor, no.
Like, because you said I can't really tell what's wrong with it. I could just
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
just
different.
if it's not that it feels, because like you were able to tell pretty easily based on the craftsmanship and the sense you got out of Razor's weapon that it was a magical weapon, that it felt that it
Okay.
held great power. This is the same sort of thing, but it's like
Not to the
it
same
feels
extreme. Not to
it
the
feels
same extent.
twisted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it feels tainted.
Did you get those dirty? Oh God, who are my rivals?
Like, I believe.
Gold something. Huh?
I was just leaning forward as, like, you said something, because, like, I would say Nox is probably, like, visibly sweating as you begin your wild calculations.
Did you get I'm looking through. Oh, steel ores. Did you get one of the dirty steel ores to bless this for you with their half deity?
Glenn, would I know who the hell the steel ores are?
Have you told them about the steel ores, Magdor?
He said he was
Probably.
bested, but I don't remember. I think he did in
You,
like
you
his.
know that there are rivals, or family rivals at least.
He's our rivals, fam. Okay, sure. I'd be like, no, don't know if I would even recognize a steel ore, even if I saw one. This is something a little bit different. But it's okay, and I go to snatch it out of his hands.
And as he pulls it out of your hands, Magdor, you know, like there is some light in the area. The moon is shining relatively brightly. It's not a full, but it is giving, you know, off ambient light as the moon does. And you have a fire going in the center of camp. And as he pulls it away, the reflection the side of the blade turns towards you, and you swear just for a second a face is in, like, you see a reflection of a face behind you, but you can't make out the face, but it looks like someone is standing behind you, Magdor.
It looks like someone's standing behind me.
Yeah, like there's a face
Okay.
over your shoulder in the blade as he pulls it away from you.
I'm just gonna kind of go, huh, and turn around. I'm like, seeing things. I need another drink.
My
Enough.
eyes would dart at the dagger and realize maybe what he might have saw as I quickly sheath it. As Vol says,
Quiet down. Magdor, ease up on the drinks. We've got to stay watch tonight. Get some rest while you can. Whatever
My
you
watch is
discuss,
until
we
the
can.
last one.
All the more reason for you to get drunk, which you should probably not be doing. We'll discuss whatever this is in the morning. We have plenty of time between here and Luskin.
Oh, that didn't even pick up. Excuse me. Just discontent grunt. Because Magdor understands, you know, it's still a job, but you know, he wants to
would-
drink.
would Vol be laid out already? Like he's picked his spot by the fire?
Yeah, he's just sitting, watching, listening.
I would probably not too big of a fan sleeping on the floor, but you know, I'll do it if I need to. I'd probably try to sleep in the cart. Just that way I can get some cover, God forbid anything happens. Or I guess
Yeah,
goddess
one
forbid?
person could sleep there comfortably, two if you wanted to squeeze.
Even if
I
they're
mean-
small.
If they're of dwarven size.
Two dwarfs comfortably, three could squeeze.
Can I turn into a dwarf?
I mean, yeah, your height and stuff can change depending on
I
what
mean,
you
I would-
want to choose.
I
But
would
your clothes
imagine-
won't change size. So
Yeah, I would imagine
you
you're
would
like
baggy clothes.
lanky enough to like you and Magdor would be okay on the cart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, Magdor,
Yeah.
baby.
Big spoon or little
uh,
spoon?
You just hear like a saxophone playing in the background. Where you gonna sleep tonight, big boy?
So you're androgynous, but you have more female traits. judging
Right now,
from your picture.
yes.
And right
Magdor's
now, his
gonna
their eyelashes are super long.
Okay.
Get a little flustered.
I like put a finger to like the side of my head, and you watch as like my eyelids just like as I like rotate my fingers shorten up because I don't want long ass eyelashes. Jesus.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't choose what you look like. I'm just comparing.
yeah,
I'm calling
Magdor
you.
gets-
Sorry.
A little flustered. And
Oh,
looks like-
relax. We'll
kind
have
of-
different blankets, you old lunk.
But I've always slept best near a heat source. It feels like it'd be a little cold in the cart. And
May I make a poor decision, Glenn?
I mean, yeah, I
Excellent.
encourage it.
I point in the air and I cast Firebolt.
So you're just holding fire on the end of your finger.
Yes, I figured this is going to get me heavy ramifications from my players at the party, but I'd say, I'm fire, baby.
Now, Glenn, would you say that fireball would be brighter than the campfire?
No, it's actually a little dimmer because it's only, like a softball size. So it's not super big by any means.
Knox. Standing asleep. All right. You
That's
do
right.
realize the
Like
cards-
I'm Freddie Mercurying like one arm in the air and everything, and I'm just like sleeping on this.
You do realize that the card's made of wood, right?
Well, good thing. I mean, good thing I was pointing up.
I'm just gonna sleep by the fire, and I waddle away and just plop down.
No,
All right, so
I think my cloak is warm enough to keep me warm from any cold temperatures, so I'd probably just throw it over me.
yeah, and honestly, in the cart, since it does have sides and a backside, you actually are the most protected from any sort of
Did
wind.
we ever put a
in
cover up?
there?
I
Not
don't
yet.
think
Put the
yet.
cover up?
We never said we did, so I'm assuming it's uncovered until otherwise.
Vol would never put the cover up. Just so we're clear, so it would come down between the two of you, depending on how you guys felt about the temperature.
Okay, well, once Glenn says I'm shivering, then I'd probably reconsider, but until then.
Yeah, it doesn't provide a lot as far as warmth goes, but it definitely provides a lot as far as coverage from any sort of precipitation, for sure. So yeah, you crash in the cart, Knox, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then Magdor makes his way to the fire
And sleeps.
and sleeps. And Vol, first watch, buddy.
D20.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and I need you to roll a perception check as well as just a flat D20 roll, please.
Okay,
Let me know
D20
which
coming
one it is.
first.
Okay,
D20 is 6.
cool.
Perception coming at you. 23.
Awesome. So yeah, you're able to like do a good job of like taking in your bearings and understanding this terrain a little better this morning. Really like was a good move because it helped you to understand exactly the places that somebody might hide in this sort of terrain if they were trying to ambush or sneak up. And you do a really great job of keeping the, you don't see anything else other than like maybe a few stray animals that kind of scurry off when they see you. But no nefarious things happen, and your watch goes by pretty I was going to say unceremoniously,
Uneventful.
uneventfully. Yes, words are hard this morning for me, so thank you. And who had second watch?
Knox.
That would be me. Now, speaking out of character, this might be
Mhm.
considered metagaming.
Mm-mm.
Glenn, you look great today. You wouldn't try to pick the person with the worst perception ability to try to, set anything bad. to happen, right?
No. My the world happens. I don't make bad things happen. So it's for me, it's like 98% chance. There's very few times where I'm going to preordain things to happen.
Okay. Then I rolled for my D20. I rolled an 8.
Okay.
And then for my perception, I rolled a 9. I wish I had inspiration for that, but you know what? Generosity is a thing. So an 8 and a 9 on my perception.
Awesome. And this is specifically for me too. How do you guys have the camp set up? As far as where you've got the horse, the cart, and how you're positioned around the fire. I know one of you is sleeping in the cart, but just so I have kind of a mental image of what this looks like.
And with the 9, maybe I am still sleeping in the cart. Jeez.
I'll let Vol decide. He's kind of the
Um,
job leader.
I mean, I would imagine a little bit off the side of the road. The cart would be at the back of the camp, so it would be sideways, and then it would be towards the woods.
Okay.
And then the camp is set up more closer to the road, and the
Okay.
horse off a little bit to the side, so ahead of the camp. So if we're looking at the road, going straight, we're on the right.
Mhm.
Horse a little bit in the front of us,
Okay.
cart further on the right, and then we're just huddled in the middle.
Perf. I love it. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, so you feel like you do a great job, Knox. And because obviously, no matter what check,
I always
you
feel
roll,
like I do a great job. I'm
exactly.
120.
That's whether or not you roll a 25,000 or a 2, you feel like you've done the best you can do. But nothing goes off. That your watch goes off without a hitch. And it is now Magdor's turn to take the mantle, as it were.
I would,
All right, so before we start this,
yeah, I'm gonna say I probably would have handed him over my night vision goggles as he requested.
that and I really want to get those coins made, so I'm going to work on that while I do my watch.
You're gonna
Okay.
actively mint while we're sleeping.
It's quiet, man. It's a little tap tap tap-roo.
Okay, yeah, you'll roll your perception check with disadvantage.
So I rolled a 2 on my d20.
Cool.
Brandon, you got so many inspirations right now before we get our full rest here. Okay,
And I rolled a 7 for perception.
Awesome.
Tyler will remember this.
So awesome. Awesome. Okay. So as you're sitting there, we'll say that you perch yourself kind of up on the cart to make sure that you have kind of a good perception of everything in front of you. And eventually you get really, really into this minting process, making a few more of these coins, and you make about 4 or 5. What's your passive perception?
13.
About 3 hours. So your watch is almost over, and you see the sun starting to come up, and you realize that the random swish and flick of the horse's tail, the sound, and it moving around, you hearing a little bit of the tack and harness making sounds every once in a while. You don't hear it anymore, and when you look, the horse is no longer there, tied off to a tree.
Hold on, give me a second. Let's think about what Magdor would do.
I
Huh,
swear
must
to
have
God,
went for
before
a
you guys
drink.
profess your undying love for this horse, if something happened, this was going to be it. Based on what you guys, if you rolled a certain way. So like, I didn't go, haha, they love him. They love her. She's going to be taken. This was premeditated before the statement of love. So
I'm just going to kind of, and I'm sorry if this peaks. It was going to be and I'm just going to start running. Vol, wake up! She's gone.
Changeling Knox like launches out of bed. Ah!
Who's gone?
Dodge!
Spark is gone.
What? Sparkle.
and you all
Sparkle
look to that
Sparks.
spot, and Sparkle Sparks is not where you tied her off.
Dramatic
gonna-
sting here. Dun dun.
I'm gonna run up to the spot and
Dun.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find tracks.
Dun, dun.
That's gonna be a survival check.
Revival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's a good
nature-
thing that I rolled a 10.
Great. Yeah, no, it's not hard to tell because the grass here is pretty long since you're like kind of coastal. The grass is not hard to recognize where the horse was standing and what direction it headed off because the horses are not great at like not making tracks. So it's easy to
Knox.
tell that it headed off to the east towards the woods.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Knox,
need to
back
get
door.
it
Stay by
back.
Stay by the camp. This is what I'm best at. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna dart off east.
Yeah, and the sun is just beginning to peak. The sky's starting to change color, so it's not light yet.
I'm
we're
gonna press the
pushing
goggles
dusk.
into Vol's chest. That way he has dark vision.
I'm gonna take them without saying anything, put them on, and then sprint off.
Did you not have dark vision before this?
I don't have dark vision.
Okay, now you do out to 60 feet. So, yeah, great. So yeah, you run off. Can I
God.
have you make another check, another survival check? As you get probably 300 or 450 feet away from the camp. As you gotta kind of like refocus on these tracks.
I
was
rolled
gonna-
a 17.
Great. Yeah, you are able to continue to realize that they continue off towards the woods, most likely into them, another mile or so away. But one thing you did not notice before, as this is an area where some of the morning dew has left a patch of mud, you see a large footprint, as if someone with very big feet was leading them off, leading Sparkle
Oh,
Sparks
shit.
into the woods.
If
Even
I
to the
Bigfoot-
Goliath? Like bigger than Goliath feet, or just like?
You'd have to make a nature check to determine what type.
I guess I'm gonna
what-
say that's not my place. I'm not there.
No, you're fine. If you wanted to figure out what it was, you'd have to make a nature check.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So you're saying I just noticed this footprint?
Yeah, you before you didn't notice it, probably
Yeah.
because of the fact that it was all in grass. Now there's a little
Right.
bit of mud, and you can see next to the horse hooves is a larger humanoid footprint.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out what it might be, and I'm gonna roll a nature here. I rolled a 20.
Definitely a Goliath.
Another Goliath?
Yeah.
Bad. There's another Goliath out here. Did I get the team? Shit. No, and then he's gonna continue. Volt's gonna continue on tracking the footprints.
What are you two doing as you see him kind of like do his, hunter thing
Uh,
headed off towards the forest?
How long has he been gone?
I mean, he's only about 500 feet away from the camp, so
Did we see
a
him
minute and a half.
look down at the footprint?
You see him track, stop, look around for a while, and then stand up alarmed, as if he noticed something new, but you don't exactly know what that would be, and he makes a beeline for the forest.
Sh-
Magdor,
should we follow him?
we have no idea who stole the horse. I'm sorry. This is my Magdor. If they took the horse, have you ever heard of the old bait and switch? It's possible they might actually want the whatever's in the cart. I don't know if we should just leave the cart here or go after him for my child, Sparkle Spark.
Well, how about because can we still see him?
Yeah.
You can chase after him a bit better than I can. I don't know if I'd be able to catch up. Here, take these, and I'm gonna hand him 2 coins. And I'm assuming they look exactly the same as the other
Mhm.
ones. Like,
Yeah, you're a very good
But-
craftsman.
I might have been working on these instead of keeping too good of an eye out. But when you find them, give him one of the coins, and I'll stay by the cart and I'll keep an eye out for you.
Understood. As Blue Vole steps out of the cart and says, "This is a job for 2 hunters tonight." And he goes chasing
What
off
happens to your clothes?
Remember,
Uh,
you're wearing.
Alohomora. I gotta say,
There you go.
he changes it into like this sleek looking hunter's outfit, and he drops to the ground, like all arms to the ground, looks and starts scrambling wildly towards Vol because he can't see in the dark that well.
Oh, I mean, like I
Hunter would-
said, it's daybreak. Daybreak is on the cusp, so you can see. You can see fine. If anything, it's dim light, but you don't have a hard time like walking around. Like now, making a perception check or looking for details might be a little tough, but you can absolutely see where you're going.
Okay, then I would not like maniac run, but try to walk as swiftly but streamlined as I could. I'm not trying to make too much noise. Just
Okay.
running wildly forward.
But you are trying to catch up to Vol.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Catch up to Vol as quietly as possible. Now, Vol, are you in like a dead sprint, or are you still trying to? What are you doing now that we have an idea of what your friend's reaction is to this?
I wouldn't say a full on sprint because I'm still trying to track as I go along. So like a little bit of a brisk jog,
Cool.
like just a faster paced jog.
Okay.
Keeping my eye out and just observing and seeing tracking.
Great. Yeah. So because of the fact that you're tracking, he is able to catch up to you, and you see Blue Vol kind of like come up to the side of you.
I don't say anything. I just quietly reach not go to the backside, but kind of like a pat in the back.
I'm gonna roll a. Do you
So-
actually pat me on the back?
Yes. I'll roll a pat in the back. This
Let me roll a perception.
Oh, don't
10.
just roll checks. What are you doing? Why are you rolling checks?
My
you
bad.
roll checks when I tell you to roll checks, because
Yes,
sometimes
sir.
you may not need to roll a check. So what are you trying
Um,
to feel here?
Vol just saw the footprint of a Goliath. He hasn't seen a Goliath in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the trail and he's a hunter in his natural terrain, and something just approached him from behind. Does he
Oh.
recognize that it's the sound of Nox in the many forms that he's taken, or is it
Why
an
don't
enemy?
You make a wisdom saving throw to determine whether or not you recognize immediately that this is not a foe, because you're kind of like you're
Right.
on alert right now. So
Plus,
yeah.
he's looking for a Goliath. I don't know that, and a Goliath
don't.
is right behind him.
I
Yeah,
rolled a
so-
9.
Oh, this is the Goliath. I mean, this is the one.
Oh,
You don't know
shit.
how he got behind you because you didn't see the tracks of this, but
I'm
this is the
gonna
Goliath.
send an elbow flying back. And then as I spin around, assuming I make contact, but the whole action is send an elbow flying back, turn around, and draw a sword.
All right, roll initiative.
Okay.
What's your reaction to his drawing of sword there?
No, but the first is the
Nice.
elbow going into his face
Yeah.
because there's somebody behind me.
Okay, yeah, just roll to hit with that then, real quick,
what-
and then
what-
we'll let Nox give a reaction before we actually go into
What
combat.
do I roll for that?
It's just going to be an unarmed strike, so it's strength plus proficiency plus a d20.
Hang on.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
I rolled a,
A nat 20.
I rolled it
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
a
So what
24.
What is your? Well, it's a nat 20 though, right?
Yeah.
So it's a crit. What is 1 plus your strength modifier?
3.
Okay, so wait, you only have a +2 to your strength?
Yeah.
He's a
Really?
ranger.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, not all the rangers are dex builds, but since it's a crit, it deals 6. So you just give a solid elbow and you take 6 damage to the face, Nox. But now before combat actually begins, for whatever reason, it seems as though he doesn't recognize you, and he's in hunter mode.
I guess as a reaction, I would, true to my character, not respond to this. I'd try the no sell it, and I would just hold up weakly one of the coins.
Bloody nose. He holds up one of the coins, and you recognize that this is
No,
probably
I hadn't seen the
Nox.
coin.
Yeah, he showed the coins. You
No.
knew that the coins were minted
I
with
knew about
your
the coins,
characters,
but I've never actually seen the coins.
but they were made
I-
with your visage on them.
I would argue that the first thing I would notice was the fact that he's a blue Goliath.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So-
blur. You don't. You kind of blur out the coin.
Yeah, the coin's irrelevant. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I
Coins
can't
are relevant.
tell you how you feel about a thing, so that is absolutely how you see it.
Sorry. Yeah. No, the coin's irrelevant. I see it's a blue
Um,
Goliath. I'm like,
Roll initiative.
Do you think we'd still go in combat after that?
I mean,
mean-
he is gonna
no,
continue.
I'm saying
to-
because it's a blue Goliath. So blue Goliaths aren't a thing. So I know it's Nox. That's what I mean.
Oh,
I've done
okay,
the damage,
Got
and
it.
then I turned
okay.
around, and then I see it's a blue Goliath.
Okay, sorry, I misconstrued what you said. Sweet.
Yeah.
So no combat.
Yeah. A blue
no
Goliath with
combat.
a heavily bleeding nose, holding a coin up.
Nox, what the hell are you doing?
They would put a finger up to his bloodied mouth and point forward.
Vol's gonna look around. He's like, this isn't the time for one of your things. Be quiet. There's another Goliath in the area. Change your form, please.
You hear like a very quiet sigh, a crick in the nose as like maybe a little bit more blood comes out, and you see the bloodied face of our half elf Nox.
Stay quiet. Stay behind me. I don't want to lose this track. And then I'm gonna continue on. Whether or not he keeps up or says anything, Vol's not gonna be around for it. But now he knows that Nox is in the area.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead and make another survival check as you continue to track this, as we are now going into the woods.
I would like to, with that pat on the back, give him guidance, if you don't mind. I was trying to do that, but I obviously led down the road here.
What does guidance do again?
You
can't
get to
remember.
roll a 1d4 and add it to your roll.
Okay.
Isn't it attack rolls and saving throws, though?
I think
Or is it
that's
ability checks as well?
less.
Oh, you're totally right. You're right. You're
Uh,
totally right.
Yep, and one ability check of his choice. So, if
Cool.
we have
Although it does say one willing creature.
I don't know. I don't know why he would be against
Yeah.
guidance.
okay,
Well, I didn't know it was him.
Vol, would you like to refuse the guidance, knowing that it came from me?
I wouldn't refuse it, but then at this moment, I probably wouldn't know that I have it.
Well, I
We'll
mean,
just say
whether
that
or not
because-
you know that, if you're willing but unknowing, you would still add it. You can
Yeah,
still
no, I'd be willing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I rolled a 6 this go.
with the D4
I'm not rolling the d4 yet.
and advantage because you're in your favorite terrain.
Oh no, with advantage, I critted. It was a nat 20.
Great. Yeah. So yeah, you continue to follow this track. It is not super hard to continue onto this track, and poor Magdor's just left. So I'm sorry, buddy. It was smart to leave somebody with the cart. That's not the wrong idea. I did not intend to split the party with this interaction, but you both continue through the woods, following Vol expertly, following these tracks, as it does get a little more difficult as the dew is not settled in the forest as well because the canopy. But eventually you find your way into a clearing and you see the horse. Its reins tied off to a low branch on a tree, and it's just munching on some grass.
I think the moment I saw that, I would immediately get behind a tree, just because my first thought is ambush. But I would keep some distance away from the actual clearing itself, because Vol would be further ahead at this point.
I'd slowly, carefully approach Sparkle Sparks,
Okay,
keeping an eye
slowly
out for
care-
anything in the area.
Yeah,
Let's
as
say
you
I'm doing that
approach, just
stealthily as
slowly,
well.
quietly. Both of you can roll stealth checks if you want to remain quiet, because obviously, for Vol, you're in the open, but you can still be quiet. But for Nox, you are hidden and trying to be quiet, so it's a little easier for you to be quiet.
You
or to
know
be
what?
stealth.
That's okay. I rolled a 3 for a total of 6. I had one good roll, and it's been nothing but 2s and 3s for me till the end of days.
I have my boots of Elvenkind, so I'm feeling confident here. 15 with advantage.
Great.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you could use
so-
guidance there before the minute runs out. Okay.
Stealthing. And you get right up to the horse, and you touch the muzzle of the horse, and it just kind of like looks at you, and you don't even hear, you just see another Goliath step into the clearing from the opposite side of the horse, coming towards you. As initially he doesn't recognize you or see you, because there was a horse in the way and you were kind of crouched and kind of being quiet. And then he sees you and he says, "Brother." And it's your brother. If you remember, his name is Trod Giant Slayer, Val Nugoni. And he says, "Found your horse.
Found my horse. You stole my horse.
I wanted to meet with you, and I didn't know the people that you were with. That dwarf was so distracted that I was able to walk right up and take it.
Ah, shit.
Supposed to keep watch. Well,
He was working on some sort of metal, little discs of metal.
at least he wasn't drinking.
I didn't see you drink, but wouldn't put it past a dwarf.
What are you doing here?
I'm here for you."
But I've been exiled.
Yeah. That's why I'm here by myself. There was something that I wanted to give you. Because you may be exiled from the tribe, that doesn't mean you're not my brother.
Trot, you need to understand. It's been a long time, and this is difficult for me. I do
Can
miss
I-
the tribe very much.
Can I hear this from this
Oh, yeah.
distance? Okay.
Yeah.
About how far would you say they are?
20 feet away from you.
Okay.
It's not
I
a
mean,
big clearing.
I'm pretty sure, unless he's terrible at, perception, he's probably knowing that I'm hiding behind the tree with a 6 stealth, but I'm gonna keep hiding
Yeah.
anyways, knowing that I stepped on a branch or something.
Yeah, even if like it's like we said with skill checks, you always think you did that thing as well as you could have. So if he knows you're there, he's not giving notice at all. But you never know. Maybe his passive is just trash. But yeah, he and then he says, "I understand that, but I just wanted to make sure that you were able to continue the family work." And
Before I can even ask what he means, I put out my hand and say, "It's good to see you again."
then he gives you a firm grasp. That
The
grasp on
brother
the
shake.
forearms. Yeah, it's the brother shake.
And you
And he pulls you in for a hug, which is
I hug back.
not superbly common among your tribe, but like in moments of genuine emotion, sometimes you just do it. So he gives you a hug, and you feel him pat the back of your head as he pushes you away, and he says, "You've grown well, thickened up a little bit."
Yes, well, that injury took away. That injury took me away at my prime, but I think I've come back now from that. Taking
Yeah.
my time with it.
And this guy, it should be noted, Trot is younger than you, but he was always the bigger sibling,
Yeah.
despite his youth.
He was the older sibling, despite how younger he was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I have a brother who's 6 foot tall. I'm 5'8". Like he dwarfs me, but like I'm older than he is.
Right.
But yeah, and he says, I can't stay for long because I have to
Right.
make my way back to the spine. And he reaches for a bag that was in the bushes and he pulls it up. Good lord! And
It was made out of
Opens
metal.
it up. I know, right? You heard that? Ging, ging, ging. And he pulls out kind of like it's like a animal skin wrapped looking kind of rectangular thing. And he opens up or he doesn't open it up. He hands it to you and he says, "This is yours."
What is it? As I take it,
Open it up.
and I start unwrapping it, whatever, and I open it up.
As soon as you get the animal skin untied and open it up, you realize that this is the Val Nugoni training book that's been passed down for generations, with effectively drawings and like it's like a training manual for how to become a rune knight.
A rune knight?
A rune knight, a generationally
what?
passed down art and skill of warriorship that was learned from the giants millennia ago. But this is the Val Nugoni training booklet. And you recognize that this will only get you started, but at very least, it will get you on the path to being able to do something that you thought, because of your exile, was not attainable anymore. And he says, "It's only right that it would go to you. I've finished my training. And now, when the time is right, and you've gotten to the right point, I can help you finish your training."
I never imagined I'd be able to carry on the family's name. Never seemed I would get that right back.
Well, now you will.
Thank you, brother.
I also figure it may be a way to earn your way back in. If they see that you've been able to master it, come back a little thicker. Who knows? Maybe I'll be chief at that point, and I can just let you come back.
Much as I'd like that, I don't think there's coming back for me permanently anymore.
At very least, you'll be a welcome and honored guest.
That would make me happy.
As would I.
Nox! Come out and meet my brother.
Nox would
Oh, this tiny man in the bush is your friend?
It's brother, you know, our people are not one for words, but he's been my ward essentially.
Oh.
And
He comes
he's
up
got
to you, knocks,
got
and he
potential.
puts an arm out. He says, Trod, Giant Slayer of Valgnugoni. Good to meet you.
I'm tempted to do something here that's probably gonna be bad, but I think I'm not. I say that as a player, not the character. I attempt to do the full arm swing as well.
Yeah, you can do it for the most part. You just can't get too far past his wrist because he's got, he's big.
Right. In my current form, I am much smaller compared to Vol and Trod here.
Mhm. And he shakes your arm
Oh yeah,
vigorously, very strong, and he pats you on the head and says, "You've been taking care of my little brother."
Little. I see.
Look how small he is. And then he stands next to him, and for the first time, you see like a full-sized Goliath, because Vol had talked about how he was smaller than the other Goliath, but you never really had any context for it. It's like, this is something that blew my mind the other day. Did you know that anglerfish that live at the bottom of the sea, an average specimen is 7 feet long and 5 feet tall?
Hmm?
The fuck? But you have no context for that because it's in the darkness. You've never seen another Goliath standing next to Vol, but now you have context for what he meant by that. And you see just like the extra, it's like he was filled up a little bit more, like a balloon that was a little underfilled.
Yes, I guess he is your little brother. Yes, I've been training him how to elbow in case he gets attacked. He's learning quite well.
Oh,
You still have the blood on your face?
I think during the time I was stealthing, I took out like a handkerchief or something, so maybe there's like a crusted spot where it was.
yeah.
And
Just a little bit of blood left over in the crooks of your nose.
The nice thing is I can change my appearance, but that doesn't mean I can necessarily change to hide the damage I took.
Mhm.
So, when I switched over back to half elf, I probably still had a little bit of a messed up nose as Elva right now.
Look like a Wilson brother.
Yeah. And I would probably say, fuck, and cast a first level healing word on me to try to cricket back in place.
Fuck is the vocal component for that healing word?
Yes,
Fuck.
it is.
Great, yeah. So you pop your nose back in place and it feels nice, feels good. There's still little crusty bits of blood. And he says, "Well, yes, he apparently elbows quite well." Puts his hand on your head, Vol. He says, "But this was quick, but I had a purpose and I must return. It is several days' journey. I was going to come down to where I had heard you were. But I caught you on the way somewhere else. So
I picked up work, doing various things, and so we're on a mission right now.
good.
Knox,
Staying active.
do you have one of those coins?
I do, I remember that Magdor handed me 2 coins specifically, and I'll hand one to you, Vol.
I'm gonna hold it up to Trod. These are coins that our dwarf, the dwarf friend you saw. He's minting them for us, and we're giving it to people we trust. You are my brother in case of a situation like this. Rather than steal Sparkle Sparks, if you steal Sparkle Sparks ever again, we're gonna have a little bit more than a tussle. But this will know that we trust you. I trust you.
That would make me very happy to have a tussle. I miss our old wrestling matches.
It would be like old.
It would. I won't steal your horse next time. I'll just throw this iron coin at your face.
I appreciate that, and I'll throw mine back, and then we'll start.
Beautiful.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
We're not supposed to throw it at them, and then they know because of this ammunition, this iron ammunition coming at their face. This is
I'm not
mine.
sure, brother. The common people have
It's
such
the
strange customs.
If you throw it hard enough, it should surely emblazon the effects on, and he pushes it against his skin. He's like, "See, you can see your faces on my face. So if I throw it hard enough, Any other
Like,
coin would not leave
I'm
that mark.
slack-jawed at this point.
It's fine. They all react like this as if we're the strange ones.
I
But
kind of put my hand on my forehead, and I'm gonna adjust disguise self. So when I leave my hand, you see the imprint of the coin on my forehead, just like he said. And it's like this.
See, no other coin would leave that mark.
these are special coins. This dwarf is amazing. His name's Magdor, by the way. I think you'd have a good time with him.
I do enjoy the dwarven kind.
Have you
When
ever
they-
tossed a dwarf, brother?
No.
It's good fun.
Can I go back to your camp and throw him before I leave?
We can
I-
go ask.
I can say permission first. I know the whole forgiveness before permission thing.
Oh, of course, not while he's asleep. I would ask. And one
So
thing
we
you
would-
do notice is that he's wearing what you would recognize as a belt made from a giant. A belt of
Okay.
giant strength.
Okay, I was
So
gonna say,
he-
would I recognize that as the magical item? I know what as a player that means, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
I mean, your passive. What's your passive arcana?
Just a
It's 10
13.
plus your
if-
arcana. 13? Yeah, you would recognize that that's probably not a normal belt. That's probably something that enhances him in some way or another.
Forgive me for asking, but the past few days we've been asking random characters we just met. We can try out items that they have in their possession. That is an awesome belt.
Indeed, I had to earn it.
I see. What would I have to do to earn the right to try it on?
Kill a giant with your bare hands.
I see the old man's trials are still active.
Yes. I could not kill a cloud or a storm giant. We could not find them, but I was able to find a rogue fire giant that was becoming a problem. So
Right, well,
he
with-
had it
with
coming.
With the cloud or storm giant, you often don't find them if you're looking for them. They find you.
Yes. They
Yeah.
the cloud giants stay in their castles in the sky. The fire giants or the storm giants are rumored to live under the sea, which I know not how that works, but fire giants are around hot things. I found him at Hope now.
That's just to rent it. I'd hate to see what you had to do just to get it.
Oh, I crafted the belt myself. And then the shaman in town blessed it, and now I am imbued with the strength of a fire giant.
Wait, so you actually didn't beat a fire giant for it?
I killed him and skinned him.
Ah, okay. I turn around bewildered because in my head it's like, oh, the fire giant had this belt, so I beat him, I took it, but apparently you turned the fire giant into a belt.
Nox, do you want to ride Sparkle Sparks back to camp?
We should. I wanted to see if this dwarf will let me throw him.
Let's go. And then I would just run off in that direction.
Yeah,
No.
like you have flashbacks to when you and him would go and do things in the forest, because Trod was always a good brother to you. He defended you when he could, but eventually, the tribe kind of speaks louder than any one individual. So you run off together in the forest, and they leave you, Nox, with Sparkle Sparks if you want to follow. You run into the forest like giant excited children.
I would probably untie Sparkle Sparks, and does he, the mayor, feel like startled or anything like that, or do you think it's just like, okay? Then I
Sparkle
would
Sparks seems totally fine.
I'd just pull out a carrot just for funsies and go, well, at least I have you for family right now. And I would probably just walk Sparkle Sparks back to the camp.
Yeah, you make your way back, and since you're taking it at a little more of a leisurely pace, not wanting to force any extra work on the horse that's pulling your cart every day, you arrive a few minutes after. So, Magdor, while you're sitting anxiously waiting for anybody to show up out of the forest, you see two, not one, but two Goliaths,
Fuck.
one of which is not blue skinned, just kind of looks like Vol, but just like swollen a little bit more. He's a little taller, a little whiter, just charging towards you with giant smiles on their faces, running out of the forest.
Is Vol in front, or are they side by side?
Vol is in the front. Vol was always faster
Huh.
than Trod. Trod is the strong, the stronger one. Vol is the faster one.
All right. I'm gonna see this then, and I'm gonna jump right up and grab my warhammer and start running towards them. I've got you, Vol, and like running towards them as fast as I can.
What is your passive insight?
My passive insight. 15.
I should not be muting myself when I want to laugh like this.
Oh my gosh. As you're charging towards them, it's not long because this is like a weird version of one of those like running towards each other on the beach montages. You have two like super happy looking brotherly, Goliaths running towards what is initially like a very like battle ready dwarf. He's like, you're like, oh, as you charge, I got you, Vol. And then like while you're charging, you realize that they both look happy, and the one behind him is not chasing him so much as running with him. So you realize there's no intent to harm, and you see them just both looking really excitedly towards you. What do you do now that you know they're not trying to hurt anybody?
So I'm gonna come to a stop, kind of like a skidding stop, and be like, what are you doing? And I'm guessing they don't slow down.
Oh no, not until they get to you.
I'm gonna kind of like try to back away as much as I can.
And Trod goes, there he is! Can I throw you?
What? And like, I'm just gonna kind of like stand my ground at this
point.
And
he says, Vol said I could throw you!
Vol can't decide that. I decide when someone throws me.
He said I could ask! And then they stop in front of you and he says, pardon, Master Dwarf. You were busy last time I saw you. My name is Trod. Hand out.
Last time you saw me?
Yes, you were making these coins, and he pulls one out of his pocket.
I'm just gonna be like confused at this point. Like, but when did I give you one of those?
Your friend,
Dwarf, meet my brother. This is Trod.
Trod.
Magdor, and I'm gonna, I, being with friends with Goliath, I know the handshake. So
yeah, he gives you the handshake and he says, "My brother says that he threw you.
I try. Your brother threw me, but let me tell you a fun story. So you remember our companion? And I'm looking around where Nox is.
The one with the horse.
Oh, you found Sparkle Spark.
Yes, I borrowed
Sparkle
Spark so I could get my brother by himself.
Well, that makes sense. And so, we're like, yeah, we were out drinking at a bar, having a nice stout, and we just came up with the idea. And I said, throw me at Nox, our friend. And so he picked me up and threw me, and you know what he did? He missed. 10 feet away, and he missed. He threw me into a wall, broke my nose.
Wonderful. Can I throw you at him?
Only if you do me one favor. Oh, that Nox?
Yes.
Well, as soon as
no, at me, brother.
Yes,
I'll go stand over there.
Let's do it.
And then I'll catch him.
But what's the one thing you need, Master Dwarf?
Oh, I was going to say you have to throw me at Vol.
Perfect. Let's do it. And he grabs you, and you feel immediately, despite the fact that he's not that much larger than Vol, where Vol is deft and swift and cunning and quick. This guy is just fucking pure strength. Like there is so much power in these arms. Yeah,
this is the beef daddy I dream of.
He grabs you by basically one leg and one arm at the base of your shoulder, so his hand's nearly touching your ball sack because he's grabbing you at the base of the leg. And he's like, "What's up?"
Could you say that I'm walking in at this point so I can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
is about to happen? Okay. go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, you're coming out of the forest and you can see this as he's beginning to spin, like they do with those chain ball things in the Olympics or whatever. I don't remember what that event's called, but he's doing it with the
The ball
dwarf
swing,
and he's
yep.
spinning. Yeah, he's
Oh,
spinning.
I'm
hammer
not so
toss?
sure about this anymore.
I'll catch him, brother.
You hear Trod go, stand about 50 feet away.
Roger. And then I
And you hear your name in changeling form. Nox. You hear him say, Roger. And he oh shit.
I can take it, brother. Let's go.
Throws him with velocity that you've never seen before in an object this large. You've seen arrows move this fast. And 50 feet away, you just see a dwarf, not so sure about this. And like a giant dwarven boomerang flies at you. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
And I'm I don't have guidance anymore, correct?
No.
No, I'm gonna use my inspiration point
Okay.
for advantage on this. Do I have to
Use-
do anything special for that?
Use
Nope,
fucking
just-
all of
nope.
them, please, everybody. Just use all your
You're like really
inspirations.
excited. Inspiration. Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Great.
Dang!
24 total.
24. Yeah, you're able to grab him and catch him, but it still pushes you back a solid 5 or 6 feet as you dig into the ground and you feel the strength of what this belt has done for your brother. He was always strong. Now he is unbelievably
Incredibly
strong. And Magdor, I need you to make a constitution saving throw. This is not against a poison. This is just against spinning.
17.
17. You barely keep yourself from retching as he stops your motion, but the world continues spinning as you are now being held by Vol. And at this point, you see over the cusp of the kind of like there's like light hills. Nox comes up and you see, your friend Vol holding an unbelievably discombobulated looking Magdor.
Can I still talk?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
falteringly. You're just like,
So he's stunned.
I don't think I want to do that anymore.
Don't
That
worry, I
wasn't
don't think
being
I could
drunk.
do I don't think I could do that, but then we're gonna use this in combat. That was amazing, brother.
is he okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine, and I'll just kind of like not just let go, but kind of like a little bit off the ground, just drop him, and then run over to
Just
Trot.
kinda
Barely
lay
able
there.
to keep your balance though. Like you can stand if you want, or you can sit down whenever you want.
no,
but
I'm
you don't
laying
have
down.
to sit down. Okay, you just
I'm done.
exasperated lay on the ground as
We were planning on using that against enemies. If we were ever to get ambushed by more people, I was just gonna toss them at them, brother.
oh, genius. We should
Right.
employ dwarves.
They make good weapons and they're good for throwing. What more could we ask from them?
They make good weapons. That is a double entendre in this case.
And as these brothers just like geek off about like what would happen if they could just throw dwarves in combat all the time, Magdor laying on the ground looking into the morning sky, you see the muzzle of a horse come and like lick your face as you see kind of like Nox and Sparkle Sparks walk up to you.
Morning, or Magdor.
I need a beer.
Beer. That's what I say. I say beer, and I kind of like try to kick him up as I cast guidance on him. And I just keep walking with Sparkle Sparks.
They walk
I'm
past.
gonna
you.
get up and try to follow.
Oh yeah, you
stumbling,
can
I'm
get up.
guessing.
It's just a little faltering. And as you walk back, Trot says, Vol, this was wonderful, but I do have to go.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And he brings your head in close and pulls your foreheads together. Because especially among Goliath tribes, more than a handshake, he did that because, like that's kind of like the easy way to greet someone, but then he pulled you in for a hug. But this is like the
Intimate.
most familial thing someone can do because when he brings you close, he's actually sharing breath with you. The air that you're breathing is the same because you're so close to each other. It's a sign of respect and reverence and appreciation for the other person. And he says, when you need me, you come to the village. I know that this book will explain a lot, but it will not explain everything.
I understand.
All right, brother. And then he pats you nicely on the face and then puts his hand on your shoulder, looks to the other two people as they walk up with Sparkle Sparks, and he says, take care of him. He's strong, but everybody needs someone there sometimes. A tribe.
We need someone to teach him to throw as straight as you.
Indeed, I'm sure in time he'll be able to do it just as well as me.
My eyes kind of get a little bit wider, and just kind of the smile fades a little bit. It's a little bit PTSD.
Don't worry, I'll never do that to you, dwarf.
Nox would probably have seen the amount of strength that went into the throw, and I think he would probably be almost jealous that, you know,
Sure.
He's always been trying to get stronger. Again, I said this time and time again, to try to earn the respect of Vol in that way. But when he sees what he's up against, per se, anyways, yeah, I think Nox would probably be just passively jealous.
Interesting. All right, and with that, as Trod bids you all farewell after a nice little moment and a gift for his brother, we'll pick it up there next time as you begin what may be your last day of travel before arriving in Luskan. Great job,
Good deal.
guys.
Yay! That was fun.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at 2times
You can find me on Twitter at LR the11th.
By me on Twitter, Glenn Houston. Looks like Huston. 2 N's on the end. Glenn.
And mine is at Zigzagoon.
All right,
Tyler, send
us out. We are a part of Casual Master Quest, a podcast network dedicated to giving you the video game news and tropes you deserve. You can find the show everywhere you can Google and on Twitter at MasterQuestPod. Glenn is a part of a sister D&D show called Ready to Roll, where you can find him and a bunch of other talented players getting ready to start Season 3 of a new campaign coming your way very soon. But they do have other, campaigns that they have done before that you should totally check out. That was Nick. That was Brandon. That was Glenn. And this is Tyler. And that was Sparkle Sparks. And that was Trod. And that was Razeth. And that was the guard that cooked my mutton. We'll see you next week with another session. We'll see you next week with another session of Casual Questmasters. And don't forget to never stop the quest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
'Cause it ain't no lie. Bye-bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.